Okay, finally got the heat shield off. Yeah. But, disaster. One of the pins on the component has fucking snapped off. Fucking great. So I've got a pin here in the middle, which was the one that I didn't desolder because I didn't realise that there was one here. That was hidden behind all the other components. So if you do it yourselves, you're going to have to desolder this this little central joint here. Hope this helps somebody, saves them the grief that I'm going through. I don't know what I'm going to do about this leg now missing on this fucking component. Now I have to fucking get another fucking component. Jesus fucking H Christ. Yeah. What temperature did I have to go to? Well, it was a combination of things. I had to first of all set my soldering iron to 450, which is the maximum. I then had to reflow the old solder, which is presumably some kind of modern, environmentally friendly solder that doesn't have any fucking lead in it, with this fresh solder. So you sort of solder up the old solder with fresh solder. Then I used my fucking flux pen, blah, 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 probably old as the hills and rubbish by now, but I mean, I don't know, seemed to fucking help. And then just copious amounts of suctioning with the various solder sucker pens that I have. Managed to get it out. But now that I've managed to damage this component, I don't know what to fucking do. I don't think there's any way I can deal with that. I don't know. Maybe somebody could give me some advice whether this is just a heat dissipating component or whether it's doing something essential in some way or another. I don't really know. So aggravating, the design of these things. Oh look, yeah. If you could get some screwdrivers through behind all these capacitors, you could get little Phillips in there, couldn't you? Yeah, if you could get a bloody mini socket on the other end. Jesus fuck. All this to get at these fat little bulged up bloody capacitors. I don't know. We'll have to see what I can do. See whether it's salvageable or not. I'll make another update video as to whether I actually managed to get around this. I might just solder it back into place with that pin missing and see whether it fucking works or not. I mean, you know, I don't know enough about electronics. I mean, this is electronics here. I very much doubt that it's going to work with that leg in the middle missing. I'm going to have to look into what component this is. It's not a transistor, is it? It's that's a little transistor there. These are capacitors. No, that's a resistor. That's a resistor. These are capacitors. Is that a diode or a triode? I don't know. Probably a triode, I'm guessing. And what are these things that are these heat sinks are attached to? What is this? Let's just see whether that little leg is still stuck in the board. I'm guessing that the leg broke in my process of trying to get it off. I don't know. Well, maybe it was never actually attached. I mean, I'm looking at the circuit board and that central hole there. Aha. Right, it looks like the center hole, if you see there's 3 here, let me try and highlight that with my finger. You see these 3 here, the center one didn't have any solder on it anyway, and I was desoldering this third one thinking it was attached as the sort of third pin, but it's actually these 2 outer pins that were attached. So maybe that central hole isn't essential. That there obviously does need resoldering, because I can now see quite clearly that that's related to the, oh God. How have I forgotten? Is that a transformer? Little mini transformer? I've forgotten what the component name is. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. Well, yeah, in relative terms, you're not going to learn much about electronics from me. There's plenty of other good channels for doing that. AVE, Big Clive, blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry, I should have read up on that, but it doesn't really matter. I think actually this is salvageable, because that central pin there, which was part of that other component, wasn't soldered in the first place. So I think that leg, which is missing on this component, is in fact been deliberately clipped off. I'm just going to get that in focus. Been deliberately clipped off anyway. Yes, that's a clean cut. Somebody clipped that off. So I think this could be okay. I'll do an update when I've replaced the capacitors. My capacitors are a bit tall. I'm not sure I'm going to get them in under the heatsink. For slightly higher rated capacitors. They will just go in if I maybe don't quite sit this capacitor, this heatsink as proud. I don't know, it's going to be a millimetre or two a bit taller than it was, but I might be able to get away with it. All right, I'll give you an update video. Bye.